I used to be really indifferent to Jazzmaster guitars in general. I really had no appreciation for them. Lately, that has changed, and I find myself getting excited when a new one arrives at the house. Here are a few things that changed in my mind that I've learned along the way. Any shortcomings the guitar has are easily overcome with easy upgrades or modifications, and it usually doesn't break the bank. The action height can be fixed by installing a shim. Once you learn how the two individual pickup circuits work, the whole world opens up to you and you learn how great the pickups actually are. Before now, I would buy a Jazzmaster, basically play around with it, get bored with it, set it aside, and then eventually I'd sell it. I did this probably about 4 or 5 times over the years. Now, I have 3 Jazzmasters with a new one arriving today, and I'm always on the lookout for my next addition to the collection. The end conclusion I've come to is the Jazzmaster is one of the great misunderstood and underappreciated guitars out there. I recently released a video of a Squier Classic Vibe 40th Anniversary Vintage Edition Jazzmaster. This was where I really became aware of how great the different Squier CV or Classic Vibe versions of the Jazzmaster really are. It's probably one of the better deals on the market today for a Jazzmaster, and also, to be honest with you, just as an affordable guitar in general. In my experience and opinion, you can take a Squier Classic Vibe Jazzmaster and lay it side by side with a Fender Mexican Jazzmaster, USA Jazzmaster, and to be honest with you, even a custom shop model of the guitar. And if I was tasked with keeping only 2 of them, one would be a Squier and one would be a Mexican Jazzmaster, video to come. I'm sure folks will argue with me on this, but that's okay. This is my opinion. From Fender marketing materials, the Classic Vibe 60s Jazzmaster is a faithful and striking homage to the iconic Fender favorite, producing undeniable Jazzmaster tone, courtesy of its dual Fender-designed Alnico single-coil pickups. Player-friendly features include a slim, comfortable C-shaped neck profile with an easy-playing 9.5-inch radius fingerboard and narrow tall frets, 25.5-inch scale length, a vintage-style tremolo system, and a floating bridge with barrel saddles for solid string stability. Let's talk about the Squier CV60s Jazzmaster. There are some shortcomings that may or may not culminate for you right out of the box. First, I would always replace the Squier tremolo with a Fender-made part. The Squier part rattles some and seems less significant when compared side by side to the Fender part, meaning it just seems lighter, thinner. I don't know, it just doesn't seem as good a quality. I've also found that the Squier part seems to not hold a tune as well as the Fender-made part. For less than $50 and 15 minutes of time to replace it, it's kind of a no-brainer. A lot of folks replace a bridge with the Mustang bridge that allows you to set height individually for each saddle as opposed to the traditional Jazzmaster bridge. I meant to do that upgrade on this project, but stupidly ordered the wrong part. I installed a Fender bridge that is identical in functionality to the Squier part, but does seem to be more robust and well made. As I said before about out-of-the-box problems, the guitar I received had issues with string height right out of the box. I bottomed out the bridge adjustments, but the height was still way too high for me. As a result, while I was doing my upgrades, I popped off the neck and installed a 0.5 degree maple pre-made shim, and then reinstalled the neck. After installing the strings, the string height was easy to set with the bridge without bottoming out anymore. I now have quite a bit of play in the bridge adjustments, as I should have. I've been wanting to trade out the pickups on a Classic Vibe 60s Jazzmaster with a Fender US Pure Vintage 65 pickup set. The one thing that I do really like about my US-made Jazzmaster is basically those pickups. You can pick up a brand new set for $129 or a used set of the pickups on Reverb for about $50 in excellent condition. And this is what I did. Note, this is not a before and after video where I compare the pickups before the upgrade and after the upgrade. The sound samples at the end of the video are of the guitar post upgrades. So all in all, for less than $100, you can do some major upgrades on a Classic Vibe Jazzmaster that bring it to basically a professional level playing guitar. You'll not fall into the category of "you spent more than the value of the guitar, you idiot" type of comments that people normally make fun of in the comments. And I don't really care anyways, but After adding in the pickups, the sound coming out of my classic vibe Jazzmaster is now comparable to my US-made Jazzmaster. I absolutely love these pickups, and they really did make the difference. And all of the different sounds that I can get out of the guitar now are just phenomenal. I really love the electronics and all the different combinations and everything. This is a really, really well-rounded guitar when it comes to the different capabilities you have. The pickup replacement on our Jazzmaster is a pretty easy job. One note is that the US-made Fender pickups do not indicate which pickup is lead and which is rhythm with printed words. That would be too easy. Instead, look for the red and blue dots. The red dot indicates the bridge or lead pickup, and the blue dot indicates the neck or rhythm pickup. The replacement process is pretty easy. You have the typical 2 wires coming off of each pickup. The black wire is ground and is soldered to the back of one of the lead circuit pots. I recommend pulling out one pickup at a time and replacing just that pickup. That way it's easy to follow the wiring and reconnect when installing the new pickup. The wiring on our Jazzmaster is kind of complex and all over the place, and it'd be easy to kind of lose your place. Some Jazzmaster pickups come with rubber pads that you can place below the pickup, and the pad works as a spring. When you tighten or loosen the 4 screws holding down the pickup, the tension placed on the bottom of the pickup by the rubber pad keeps the pickup tight with constant pressure against the screws. If your pickups do not come with pads, you're either going to try to need to take the pads off the old pickups and put them on your new pickups, or you'll have to have some sort of a replacement pad that you can cut and fit in place below the pickup. The most difficult task while replacing the pickups is putting the pickguard back on the guitar and managing to get all the wires back in place and not in the way of tightening the screws.